When it comes to creating a document, it's really easy. I mean, all you have to do is open up Microsoft Word and there you go, you got a blank page. You just start typing. But if you pull up Word and you don't see a blank page because maybe you closed out of it, then just come up here and click on the File tab, go down to New, and there we go, Blank Document. Go ahead and double click on that and boom, opens up a new blank page. But I'm going to go ahead and close out of that because I already have a blank page. And then you see where my cursor's flashing? Wherever that's flashing when you start typing, it'll add your text. So you can go ahead and type in, well, maybe a recipe or a letter. I'm going to go ahead and do a memo. Type in the name of my company. And then when I'm done typing in on the first line, I'll go ahead and hit enter and go to the next line down below it. And I'll type in maybe a slogan here. And then I'll go ahead and hit enter once, and instead of just typing again below that line, I'll hit enter again so I've got some space between that line and this line that I want to add, let's say, regarding us. Now if I made a mistake and I'm like, whoops, I didn't mean to type in regarding, how about, well, about us, then you want to take your mouse and move it, and you see your mouse is looks like a capital I. It's known as the I-beam. When you go ahead and you click at the end of the word, just after the G, you can hit the backspace key on the keyboard and it deletes everything that's behind the flashing cursor. So backspace, backspace, backspace. Or you can click in front of the word, so my cursor's flashing, at the beginning of regard, and hit the delete key because it deletes what's in front of the flashing cursor, okay? Delete, delete, delete. And then I can just go ahead and type in about. Now when I type it in, it's going to push the text here over to make way for the new text. So if I type in A-B-O-U-T, there you go. You see how it pushed it over. Now as you're typing along, if you're looking at this and going, I'm not sure if I have the right amount of spaces in between that word and the other word, maybe I've got 2 or 3, or how many lines do I have between this one and that one? Do I have 2 blank lines or just 1? What you can do is you can come up here on the Home tab to the paragraph group and then come up here and click on Show Hide Codes. When you click on it, Microsoft reveals codes that aren't printable, so don't worry about when you click the print button that these codes are going to be printed off, but it tells a story about what's going on with your document. For example, anytime you see those little dots in between words, those are you hitting the space bar. Those are spaces. And then the paragraph markers at the end means that that's a new paragraph. Means that everything to the left of that marker is one paragraph, and it separates it from the next line, which is another paragraph. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4 paragraph markers, hence 4 paragraphs. Now don't think of paragraphs as, well, what we learned in the English class, what the instructor taught, where 2 or 3 sentences make up a paragraph. It's different with Microsoft. Anytime you hit the Enter key on the keyboard, that's a new paragraph, whether it's a blank line, or whether you just have a few words, or you've got like 25 sentences. If you keep typing, what will happen if you never hit Enter is that when you get to the end of your document over to the right-hand side, before you hit the 1-inch margin, it'll wrap it for you. In fact, let me show you. Let me go ahead and click at the end of us here because I can't click down here because we've never been down there before. So Microsoft says you can't come down here unless you hit Enter, and then it takes us down to, well, uncharted territories down below in the blank page. So I hit Enter to get down below, and then I can just go ahead and start typing. And I'll type in And I don't know if you have your rulers turned on, but up at the top you can see my horizontal ruler. If you want to be able to view it, then just come over here to the far right-hand side. You see where it says View Ruler? Click on it. Well, it hides it now, but click on it again to display it. And you'll see that I've got about, on the lighter shade part of the ruler, I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 inches to work with. Because on the right-hand side, in the darker shade, I've got about 1 inch on the right margin and 1 inch on the left margin. That's why it's starting so far over to the left here. So when I get to the end and it's about to hit the margin, don't hit the Enter key on the keyboard, just keep typing, because Word has what's called text wrapping, that if it can't squeeze everything here, it'll just automatically wrap it and take it to the next line down below. So I'll hit the space bar and type in. There you go. I typed in Essential and it could squeeze it there. If I hit Enter, you would have seen a paragraph marker here, but instead it carried the paragraph marker down. So I'll keep carrying that down, 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 as many sentences that I want to type in until I actually hit the Enter key to break it off and say, okay, this is a new paragraph. So let me go ahead and type in the rest of this sentence here. And I can think of a couple reasons why you don't want to hit the Enter key or be Enter key happy, but let the text wrapping work for you. One is that, of course, it'll slow down your typing speed if you have to hit Enter at the end of each line. Second of all, and probably more importantly, is that in the later training videos we'll learn some advanced features that Microsoft actually relies upon these codes. So if you're going nuts and you're hitting enter constantly at every single line, it'll look at those codes, and these features will give you some erroneous results. Because again, it's looking at those codes to be able to apply the feature correctly to your document. But in any case, just go ahead and keep typing until you get to the end, unless of course you actually want to create a new paragraph, then go ahead and hit the enter key. I'm going to go ahead and hit the space bar twice. You can see that there's 2 dots there, so I've got 2 spaces. If this annoys you and you don't need to see the codes, by default I keep the codes hidden unless I need to find out what's going on with my document, then I'll turn them on. So to turn them off, again, just go back to the paragraph group, click on the button to hide them, and then I'll go ahead and continue typing. Now, if I type in a misspelled word, I'm trying to type in this, but of course I typed it incorrectly. Watch what happens when I hit the space bar. Boom, automatically corrects it for me. That's called the autocorrect feature. Microsoft Word is programmed that it'll take the most commonly misspelled words and correct them for you after you hit the space bar. So if you hit the space bar and you're like, wait a second, I don't want it to correct for me, what you can do is you can hover over that word, and you see that little blue line underneath the letter T. Go down to it. It'll expand into a little tag, also known as a smart tag, and then click on its corresponding drop-down arrow and you get some options. You can either change this back to, well, the misspelled word. You wouldn't want to do it here, but maybe you have a name that's correctly spelled but Microsoft doesn't recognize it. This is one of the ways that we can say, no, change it back to the way I had it. Or stop altogether automatically correcting this misspelled word. Or you can go ahead and control the autocorrect options. Go ahead and click on it. Opens up a window. In fact, if you come up here in the replace box and type in TIHS, you can see down below that anytime you type this in, it'll replace it with this down below. So you can select it and delete it so it doesn't constantly do that if that annoys you. In any case, we'll cover this in a later training video, but at least you got a heads up of where it's at, okay, what to expect. So that's the, again, autocorrect feature. Let me click cancel, and then we'll just keep on typing here. In fact, I want to hit the backspace key a couple of times, and let's type in. Now I'm getting to the end again, so I'm not going to hit the enter key on the keyboard, but just keep typing. And again, the only way I'll know is to come up here and reveal the codes. Let me keep on typing here to finish this up. So I've just got 2 sentences here, and coming up here, clicking on the show hide codes, you can see that still all one paragraph here according to Microsoft because I haven't hit the enter key. And if I came up here and right after this period hit the enter key, it would actually have this as a paragraph and that as a paragraph. Let me come to the end here and I'll go ahead and turn this off so it doesn't annoy me. Now that you finish your document, you want to be sure to save it, so you want to watch my next training video on Save and Save As. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel to get notified of the latest videos. And for great specials on my products, please see the description below this video.